And let's rock and roll. Ladies and gentlemen, today I have two very brave single guys here with me that I truly, truly adore and call friends. And I'm saying brave because I'm going to try to peek into their brain of the single guys so we can understand better this crazy, chaotic world of dating. So let me introduce you guys. Hi, let's start with the first Michael. Michael Patrick. Hi, how are you?
I decided that if we're going to do this, I'd welcome you right into my bedroom, right on my bed. As you can see, I've got candles over here and champagne. And,
Ooh,
so I welcome you. I welcome you to my bachelor bed.
there you go. So if you guys are listening to the audio episode, make sure you go look at the video of his bed on YouTube, Kat on the Loose Show.
And Kat, if you can't handle seeing this, I
Wow.
have blindfold for you too.
Ooh,
Of
now we're
course,
getting kinky.
goes with any bed. Same.
And my other Michael, who is Michael Henderson, who goes by Henderson, we're going to call Henderson. Hi, Henderson. Thank you for doing this.
You're welcome. So I'm not letting you in my bedroom until that's personal, and that takes some time. But I'll give you my fireplace though
Ooh, look
on
at
a
that
beautiful
fire. I
Sunday.
know.
I mean
That's
Monday.
that's what I was thinking today. Today, talk about the perfect day to cuddle, snuggle, right? Stay
Absolutely.
home with someone. I'm home with my dogs, so I'm snuggling three moody dogs who cannot go out because of the rain. Mike, okay, so you folded, you blindfolded yourself. You don't want to look at the camera. You want to do this blindfolded.
This is a dating game now. Oh boy.
This is a dating
Bring
game.
on the bachelorettes. Where are they?
Well, you only have this one tonight. But I
Probably
want to
enough,
ask.
I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah, I hope so, right? I
Oh
sure hope
boy.
so.
Oh
But
boy.
guys, let's try to get serious for a second so we can pack up as much as information as possible. We saw each other last week. We were hanging out at this really cool bar here in Beverly Hills, and organically we started talking about the world of dating and relationships. And I realized you guys have a lot to say about it because, first of all, you're both single, you're both super successful. For those of you listening who don't know that, I'm going to give you the information really, really quickly. Michael Patrick Shields is a super successful radio host. I think you've had your radio show for like 2 decades, correct, Michael?
That's right. Thank you.
Yeah, you are a journalist. You write several travel columns, and again, they're both single. You're single. We're going to talk about you've been through several marriages, and you're going to tell us why. And if you want to get married again, Henderson, have you ever been married yourself, or you're
I've never
single?
been married. No.
Okay, so you're that unicorn. You've never been married. You're super successful, super good looking.
I've been
You're
proposed to 4 times.
Oh my God, we gotta talk about that. But hold on. Just so the girls know, both of you have great careers. Henderson has an extensive background in law enforcement. Interestingly enough, your company, your private security company is called Phoenix. My creative services agency is called Phoenix.
See, we were there.
Yeah.
We know.
My dog name is Phoenix. My company name is Phoenix. I have a tattoo Phoenix. I love the Phoenix.
It's a strong meaning for sure.
Yeah, very strong. So both of you guys are super successful at what you do. You're very talented. You're very intelligent. So the first question I want to ask in a nutshell, and please be as honest as you can about it. Why are you single? Because you want to be single, because you've been burned too many times, because you're waiting for the perfect someone, or you're just happy as the way things are?
Oof,
Oof,
that's loaded.
that's loaded.
Henderson said a minute ago that he had been proposed to 4 times. He didn't say that he proposed 4 times. Are you
Correct.
saying that you had 4 women who
Yes.
proposed to you? Did they get down on one knee, or how did that all go?
No, and that
Or
was
were
when
they
I
on
had
2
hair.
knees, maybe?
Yeah, no, that's when I had hair and I was younger. Probably a little, looked little different, but nonetheless, yeah. They were corporate women. They were very business minded, which I appreciate and like. I love women that handle their business and that are, some people say, independent and strong. I use that kind of loosely. And they were all good women. There was no doubt about it. I think at the time in my life, I couldn't provide a lot of consistency. My job was traveling all over the world and protecting people and doing these things in third world countries. And so I was gone maybe 200 days a year, give or take. So that just wasn't conducive to giving them the stability that I knew that they wanted. So I said, no, I didn't. I
But
You
passed.
were
now,
like James Bond and
yeah.
Moneypenny then, because you were always coming back from the Far East or Middle East or
Well, that's a
wherever it
different
was.
podcast. That's a different podcast. I'm sure there's
Oh,
some things out
okay.
there.
But
You
But I
can
wait,
would
Google
like
and
to
find. You
know.
can Google and find
wait,
all that.
wait. Neither one of you answered the question. Are
Yes.
you single now by choice or are you looking for the right partner?
Yeah. So I am looking for the right partner.
Okay.
But in the same breath of that, though, I am very comfortable and content being by myself until, that right
Yeah.
person comes along. And I also found that I've been in waves of moments where I don't even want to try.
Yeah.
And that's also a good time to heal and do other things. But then there are moments where, I have to go, yeah, I need to be open. Let me go out. Let me do some dating
I'm
and let me
exactly
give
like
this a
you.
shot.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm exactly the same. I'm super happy by myself. I take crazy long breaks from dating, which I call the man diet, the dating diet. Yeah. But
And
I
it
am,
begins.
yeah, but I am open. I want to be in a relationship, but I'm not in a hurry at all. How about you, Michael Patrick Shields? Are you single by choice? Do you want to find a partner or you're like, I've had enough?
Well, people, they ask when they meet you, are you married? And I say occasionally, because
What is that
I've,
supposed to mean?
I've had 4 marriages and 5 engagements.
Oh,
Oh,
And
wow. Busy boy.
do tell.
at least I'm not afraid to commit, is what I tell them. That isn't bad. I was head over heels with all of them. And to some degree, to this day, I still am because, it's natural if you're going to be that deep in with somebody. So I don't
Yeah.
go about it. I don't look though. I know there are women and men who make a job of it, where they're going out 3-4 nights a week and working the apps and all that sort of thing. And I've come to believe that it will find you, you know, organically is the
I
best way.
agree. I totally agree.
But that's
So,
not good. Life is short, and some people they're on a mission.
yeah, too
Yeah.
much. So let's talk about that. For all the ladies out there listening, all the single women out there that complain that there are no high quality single guys out there, you are proof that yes, there are. Because you're very high quality, you're single, you're crazy intelligent, you're successful, you have careers. What would be a major like green flag? Like when you guys meet a girl, whether it's on a dating app or a bar, whatever it is, what is something that you're like, oh, okay, this is amazing. I really want this characteristic in a partner.
I'll go first. Kindness. Soon as I meet, and I don't do apps. So that's the other thing.
So nobody's gonna find you on any dating app.
Not a one. Unless it's a friend that I don't know that used my face. But other than that, which I don't know that to
Okay.
be the case or why they would want to. But yeah, I'm like, that was a mistake. But nonetheless, I am all about walking into an establishment, and I've been very fortunate to meet people just in person, and I think that's a good way for my personality to show, and then you can immediately get that spark, or beyond the attraction piece. But that's very comfortable for me. I actually did Tinder the first week the entire world shut down, and which is probably the worst time to, I guess, be on an app. But I think they had a 2-day cancellation. So it was basically from a Thursday to Thursday. Nothing worked. I was probably a walking red flag. And I was like, this isn't for me. And so I jumped off.
Yeah, you're not the only one. There are a lot of high value people that are like, they're just like, I don't want to deal with the dating apps. How about you, Michael Patrick?
Well, I heard it. I experienced this, and I heard a phrase that actually describes it, and that is that you might, when you're on the app, have the interest of a woman or meet them, and they want to go out with you, and so they expect to go to dinner, and they call it a foodie call, not a booty call, a foodie call. And you end up having this dinner with them, and they tolerate the conversation for the evening, and then off they go. So,
yeah, but that's not nice. That's like using someone for
of course, but it's happened. It's definitely happened to me twice, and now I know
really.
there's a label for it. So,
I never heard, look, I do this podcast and it's the first time I hear that.
Never heard it.
Foodie call.
Never
Oh
heard it.
yeah, professional eaters, I say.
Oh,
But
wow.
so if you had a man, Kat, and he invited you to take a beach walk or get coffee,
I will not do that on a first date ever. Not a chance.
you want a meal.
No, it's not that I want a meal. I want a man. That's me, right? I love old-fashioned men. It has nothing to do with the money. I can buy as many meals as I want.
Uh-huh.
Luckily, I take myself to any restaurant I want, but I like the gesture of a guy that plans a romantic date. I want a type A man. We were talking about that actually when we met, because I'm so busy, like I'm in control the entire day. I'm the boss. I run my company, I run the show, la la la. So in my personal life, I want a guy that is going to say, let's go here. I booked this place, the romantic. I don't want like a walk on the beach. I do that with my friends. I will not do that. Be honest, Michael. I don't want most women that know their value, they don't want to walk with you on the beach. And I understand the foodies, it's a different situation. It's not fair. But I'm
Is it
saying
though?
like if two people are interested in each other, I think the guy should put the effort and plan a nice date.
Uh-huh. I knew a guy, his name was Michael, and he used the apps and
Yeah.
he scheduled every 45 minutes if he was going to go out and do it. He scheduled every 45 minutes a different woman at a coffee house. And since he was
Uh,
there, he figured I might as well maximize the time. He'd
yeah,
have
that
a cup of
happened to
coffee.
me. That happened to
Wow.
me.
Did it?
Yeah, like I have my bestie who is, oh, you met him, Doug, my bestie that
Yeah.
went to. So there's a dude that lives in his building that wanted to go out with me and meet me. And so he insisted so much. That was like more than 2 years ago. I was like, okay, whatever, let's do it. So we went to this coffee shop on Melrose, and immediately I'm like, okay, I don't want to date this dude for many reasons. And then, like a few hours later, I was walking Phoenix, my dog, and the dude was there with another girl. So I'm like, this is really fishy. What the fuck is going on? So I'm like, I'm gonna come back here tomorrow. And sure enough, that was his little,
Uh-huh.
thing that he did. He booked a bunch of he didn't shower, he didn't change clothes. He would literally walk
What?
from the tennis club and like do these women on rotation. But I mean, that's not nice. But we're talking here about like high value dating, like for people that actually want a relationship.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
talking about players. So you are jaded, Michael Patrick. You don't want to take girls to dinner because you don't want to fall in the hands of a foodie.
No, the problem is I'm still susceptible, but when you get the thunderbolt like Michael Corleone in The Godfather, it's undeniable, and so you will do silly things, you'll do romantic things, you'll do anything.
Yeah.
But as for a first date, minus the thunderbolt, I don't know.
Yeah.
So
I'm the complete
what?
opposite of that.
There you
So
go.
yeah.
You
So
go
for
all
me,
out. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know about all out, but I like to eat. So I am a foodie.
Same. Same.
So I enjoy food, and the way I look at it, and this may be wrong, I'm not sure, but it's convenient for me. So I don't have a ton of time to go out and do multiple dates. One, I think that's kind of that's a waste of money. I'd rather spend money doing some other things than doing that. So I don't go out and shoot my shot, if you will, often. I usually let probably good ones go by, right? I'm like, do I really feel like it? Or I got to travel a lot this month or these weeks, So I'll meet someone, I'll connect, I'll travel, then I'll forget who the hell I met, and it just becomes a thing, right? And I'll call you
Yeah.
when I get back, but if I don't text you before I leave, then I don't remember who you are. So I stopped doing that, but I have to eat. And so if I go to a nice place in Bel Air or wherever I go, we're all in the neighborhood. So where we go, the places we go,
Yeah.
I have to go anyway because I have to eat. And so if I have to add another $200-300 to the tab, I mean, it's okay to meet someone that, I get to actually get to meet and get to spend that hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours with to
Jesus,
really see
4
that
hours.
personality. Yeah, they usually go. Yeah, they usually last. They usually don't just run out on me, Michael. So Maybe
But
I'm
listen,
choosing wisely, for the first
yeah,
minute, and then maybe not. But I mean, I figure I have to spend it anyway, and I have to eat. So it's like I go places that I'm going to go anyway. So it's no knock on the chin, if it doesn't
yeah.
happen to work out. But I am very selective, though, of who I
Awful.
give
I
my time
like
and
that.
energy to. Very
Same,
selective.
same. I'm the same. I'm crazy selective in terms of who I accept to go on a date with. And maybe that's how you should do, Michael Patrick. Instead, like that would be a good way for you to separate the foodie calls from the
Foodie call. I love that.
from the real dates, right? Somebody that really is into you, somebody that really cares about you, I guess. Now let's shift gears because I have a lot of questions I want to ask you guys, right? So you take a girl on a date. Let's say it's someone you guys really like, okay? Which I understand it's very rare for both of you. Then you take them on another date and another date and another date. Does it change your mind if you, let's say, second date or third date, you guys end up having sex like really soon? Do you see that woman differently because she gave you everything basically quickly, or that doesn't make any difference? They're both silent. Oh my God. They're both
I
like staring in space.
I would say that no, it does not.
Are
It
you
does
being
not.
honest?
No, I'm
You
being 1,000,000% honest. And the reason
okay?
I'm saying that is because I have to look at other characteristics and other behavior patterns to let me know that how high is that body count, right? And what that really means if I really dissect it too much. But that doesn't change anything for me. What changes for me is when I go into the fourth, fifth date. I don't mind paying. I don't have that issue. However, I do start to lose interest quickly if they don't reciprocate any type of kindness or generosity. So we may be in two different economics that levels, and that's okay. However, if we go somewhere and they have coconut water and you don't want to buy me coconut water, then I'm probably going to be almost done with you, right?
Really?
Yeah, or
No.
you come over to the house and you don't want to bring a bottle of water or whatever that is, or hey, I'm on my way. Would you like a bottle of water? Or I make salads. Hey, I was thinking about making a salad. If I don't see any type of that type of kindness, then I'm
Yeah.
usually just about to red flag you and cut you off. And real quick, it's not because I feel like I need that attention or that appreciation by itself. The way
Mm-hmm.
that I interact with people, period, is always showing kindness. The way that my
Same.
businesses work, the way that we want to interact with people, we want to give people, we want to help people, we want to do a lot for other people. And if you don't have that in your heart genuinely for me, and you think this is
Yeah.
something you want, then I know you can't be a fit to even help me do great things for
Yeah.
the world.
No, and I agree with you because listen, this is what I always tell girls, right? If you're dating a guy that makes more money than you and he's paying for all the dates and everything, maybe you can say, hey, tonight let's stay home and I'll cook you dinner,
Right.
right? Or do you want to come over for breakfast? There's always small gestures that you can do to
Yes.
show that you appreciate everything that he's doing. And I completely agree. I don't like these bitches that act entitled, like, oh, just take care of me. Do everything for me because I'm a princess. I'm done with those. I don't
Yeah.
like those.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't, I don't even attract those. I know we don't have time, but I have a really good, I had my general contractor for one of my companies fly into town, and that we're working on projects and all this other stuff. And he came in and we'd do some meetings and tours and whatever. We wound up, because he wanted to kind of, hang out. We wound up at Wally's Beverly Hills, and he got to see firsthand, right, the gold digger, the playing thing. And they tried to get him, they tried to get him to buy a drink. And but I'd never seen this happen ever, in the sense that I said, no, 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 don't do that, because they was going to order the drink for them. I said, no, don't do that. Let them order their own drink. And then they ordered their drink, and then the lady tapped me on the shoulder and pointed to the bartender, and I looked at her and I said, no, I don't do that. I don't know you. Go away. And so literally, the bartender was like, are you guys going to pay for this? Who's going to pay for this? Talking to the girls. There was three of them. And so none of them were like, oh, well, let me see my wallet. And they didn't. So the bartender pulled the drinks back. They did an about face, and did a Curly Larry mow right outside of Wally's. And I'd never seen them do an about face. Usually they'll just go find a guy real quick that'll come pay for that. And anyway, my buddy Matt, he got to see that firsthand and go, oh, sheesh. You know, I've never seen that. And I'm like, well, those gold diggers don't like me anyway, so I'm good. So
I think I'm glad you're mentioning that because there's so many women out there. Of course, we know in Beverly Hills there. Oh my God. I always say like they go out hunting, right? They literally go out hunting for dudes. I know a bunch of them, like they go to the same bars almost every night, almost every weekend, and all they want to find is a dude to pay for their shit, like Michael Patrick said, the foodies,
yeah,
the foodie call.
I love that.
But I'm happy you guys are mentioning it because it's coming from the guy's perspective. I don't think any guys like any man likes to feel used, correct? If you want to offer a girl a drink, it's because you offer them a drink. But I don't think any guy likes to be approached, cornered by a woman trying to get shit from them. Do you guys both agree with that?
I wouldn't mind being cornered a little more often. Wouldn't bother me.
Tell it to him, Michael. Get it to him, buddy. Tell him how it is, bro.
I'm talking about public places, Michael. I'm not talking about that type
public. Public is okay. It's all right. We work it out.
So, okay, so if a girl's approach you at a bar and they're like, hey, you want to buy me a drink? No, you're totally good with that?
Well, if a girl approaches me at a bar, first I say, am I on candid camera?
Oh, come on.
You're both too young to remember candid camera.
Yes,
No, we get it.
I remember candid camera. We're not that young. I remember candid camera.
Gosh. I'll tell you, I figured out women like men who dance, right? So I'm not really a dancer. I have some talents, but it's not one. But I said one day, if you're going to do this kind of thing, you better learn how to dance. So I went to this bar and I had some drinks and I said, all right, I'm going to go out there and dance. So I went out there, got my groove on as best I could. Here comes this little blonde. And she comes up to me and she starts dancing with me. And I thought, some bitch, this works, And she says, hi. I said, hi. She's just tossing her hair around. She says, what are you doing? I said, dancing. She said, are you sure? And I said, oh, hell. And I left the dance floor.
Oh,
That's all right.
that was mean. That was mean. That was not nice.
People can be mean, Michael.
Women can be really mean, really, really mean. So no, but Michael, seriously, what's your stance in terms of paying for things? Are you good with just taking care of them, or do you feel used? Like Henderson was saying, he doesn't think like if you're sitting at a bar with a friend and girls come and say, "You don't want to buy me drinks." I agree more like the way he does it. Like, I don't see why. I don't like when girls do that. I never did that in my life. I swear to God. All the times that people buy me drinks is because they offer me. I never approach the guy and say, hey, excuse me, do you want to buy me a drink, dude? I think that's very aggressive. But tell me your honest response. You don't mind that when girls do that?
I just think it is what it is. It's sort of the male thing kicks in where you feel gallant and maybe you feel generous and it just is that way. Maybe younger generation it isn't, but for us, it's not even anything that you think about. You just.
But listen, you were complaining about the foodie calls, the dinner dates.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's the long con. That's the long play.
Yeah. So what's the night?
Absolutely fantastic. I even wrote a book called Travel Tattler. Less than torrid tales. And what that means is and I'm sure Henderson has had the same thing because he travels around the world. You can have a relationship, I'll call it, for an hour and a half with someone that you run into in a nice, could be a hotel lobby, could be a club, could be on a train, who knows? And you might have an enriching conversation that was sweet and you really felt good about it. And then it ended because that person got on her flight and you got on yours. And it might have never been any better than that little bit of, something that we shared together for a minute. So I try to just live it out and I try to embrace those sorts of things. And I'm often just delighted by the people that I meet.
You just leave the moment.
I love
Yeah,
that. Yeah, that's
it might
great.
never be better than that, you know.
That's
And
great.
maybe you keep in touch, maybe you don't, but you can feast off of these kinds of mini relationships if you keep
But do
your
you,
heart open and your
Mike,
eyes open.
but do you
Yeah.
want to have another relationship, Michael, or you've had enough?
No, I would never be so stupid as to say that I wouldn't have a relationship. I mean, I've already been married 4 times. I do have
Right.
some credentials in this area.
A lot of ex-wives there. Now, another question, guys.
How
Do
about one
you,
for the thumb, like they say? The Steelers used to say they wanted 5 Super Bowl rings. I need
right?
one more wedding ring, one
There
for
Come
the
you
on, let's help
thumb.
him get
go.
one. All
There you
right, we're gonna
go.
get you one.
Hopefully
We're
the
gonna get you
next
one.
one, the next Mrs. Shields is the last one.
That part.
Perhaps. 𝐃𝐨𝐧'𝐭.
Okay, next question, guys. Do you like when a woman pursues you, or you're like, no, men are hunters, I want to do the pursuit? I'll tell you, me, I never, ever, ever pursue men. I think that's way too aggressive. I think by nature, men are the ones that should text, call, invite you on a date, do all the pursuing. But I know I'm very old fashioned when it comes to dating and relationships. Although I do the podcast, people think I'm like fucking different men every night, but it's not the case.
Eyebrow.
Check, please.
I'm
That's
very,
funny.
very like I know, because the image I have because of the show, I get so many messages, like so many dudes thinking they're gonna like bang me just because of the show. I'm like, if you knew how chill I am
You know,
about dating.
you now
Sex
have
in the
two
City. I get it.
you now have 2 grown men blushing.
Oh.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You guys are so cute. Why? Because I said fuck.
Oh
Well,
no. Good. We're good.
Okay, so answer my question. Do you guys like if a woman is pursuing you? Like, hey, do you want to go on a date? And I mean, Henderson, you've been freaking proposed to. I cannot imagine a woman doing that to a
I
guy.
know that's so crazy, but it happens.
It
It happens a
happens.
lot.
Yes, it happens. But how do you guys
Yeah.
feel? Do you like being pursued? Or do you feel like, whoa, that's like too much. Let me do it.
Well, I have figured out, and I don't know if this is right or wrong again, but I know that when the relationship has a better chance of lasting if the woman finds you attractive, right? Or she likes you a lot, or to some degree, more than you attempting to get someone to learn to like you, right? So I would say that, yeah, I'd like to have, excuse me, I like to have that interest. I like to see that interest from a woman, so that you're not the one that's constantly making the communication and you're not getting that back. So I definitely am all about, yes, some effort. Effort goes a long way.
No, but wait a second. There's a big difference between effort, of course, if you like someone, you tell them, or pursuing you. Like, oh my God, Henderson, you're so cute. Do you want to go on a date? Do you want to go to dinner? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Like,
Yeah, that can
a
be
lot of
somewhat.
girl.
I mean, I appreciate it, and I do. I like it. I do
Okay.
like it,
Do you
but it
like
can be
it,
annoying.
Michael?
It can be annoying. It can be very annoying. I'm not gonna lie. Just gonna,
oh,
you want it to
God.
be truthful. I mean, it
You
can be as annoying.
Can you enlighten us? So serious, because I know there are a lot of women listening. When does it get annoying? If you do it too much?
Yeah, I mean, look at it if it were just the reverse, right? When guys really pursue and go, 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 and go, 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 and especially when you're busy, right? Or you have goals and you have things that you're working on. You're like, yeah, I like you. I want to maybe get to know you, but can we figure it out and work it through, or figure this
Yeah.
out? But if it's that go, 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 I'm like, there's got to be a flag in there somewhere. Like, what is that? Psychotic, whatever. I mean, I've been fortunate, knock on wood. I haven't had to call Beverly Hills PD for anything yet. So, I mean, they just wave and I wave back, and that's our relationship. So I haven't had any stalkers or anything like that, but I've been very cognizant of that chase. Like if it's too aggressive, too much, I'm like, what's up with that?
Something wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I
I might
agree.
think I'm okay, but I'm not like Brad Pitt, these young, 10s and 12s run around out here. So I'm like, you like me that much? Like, wait, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, look, I agree. I think there is such a thing as too much. However, you said, oh, sometimes I'm too busy. I always believe the end of that phrase, if you tell someone I'm too busy, the end of that phrase is for you.
Oh,
Because when you like someone, you can be the
no.
busiest person on the planet. Like, let's say today is a rainy Monday, it's Monday, we're busy, working like 12 hours a day, 14 hours a day. But if you were dating someone and you really like them, you're like, oh, let's grab a bite, let's sleep together, let's watch a movie. You always fit that person in your schedule. Do you guys agree or not?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I don't think, I mean, I try to take it out of, I used to say, yes, you're right. I would take it, but I've been working lately on taking it out of the black and white, right? And really putting an asterisk on it just because, yeah, you can be very interested. Okay, listen, we're all very busy. We all have things to do. You're absolutely right. But there are also seasons of that busyness, right? And there are
Yes.
times where you're like, I really like you. I really want to get to see you, but I unfortunately don't work 9 to 5. Or I have to travel. So I can't give you that just yet. But if you really think you're interested when I come back or when we can make that time, we can do that. But most women don't like that. They don't want to
No.
wait.
Same for you, Michael, because obviously you travel all the time. You're going to travel this week. You're always on the go. Do you believe you find time if you want to pursue someone, or you're kind of like Henderson? You're like, maybe I'm just too busy right now.
Woody Allen said the heart wants what it wants. And I think this is, like I talked about earlier with the Thunderbolt, if you're interested and engaged and enchanted and infatuated, you know it. It's a different feeling than anything else. And
Yeah.
it is consuming and it is motivating and it is beautiful. I mean, it's you remember that song? There was a really beautiful song called I Wish I Was in Love Again. And
Yeah.
the lyrics are all about how crazy it is and how, complicated it can be. And but I wish I was in love again.
Yeah. Now here you go.
All
Take that for 1 second and then use that scenario I gave and go, hey, yeah, I'm going to be a little patient. Yeah, you can communicate, but I'm going to be a little patient because I might not get to really start spending that real time for maybe 3 weeks later. Right. And then how wonderful life can be. But because they're so right now that you miss out on the best thing. Because I'll tell you, I am a vibe. Right. I know that. So you miss out on all this cool, like, relaxing, fun, caring, loving because you
Yeah.
couldn't be patient just to take a chance on that.
Yeah, so girls, listen up, be patient if you meet someone, because I know and I agree. Look, I'm a woman, but girl, I know how girls are because all my besties are men. I told Michael that I just get along better with men because I think women are very difficult in general. And I know a lot of times a girl meets a nice guy and they want everything like right away, like they
Yeah.
want a commitment and they want you to make plans and I want you to do this, do that, and you just nailed something really important. Sometimes like just pace it. You
Yeah.
don't have to, you cannot meet someone and then build a relationship with them in 2 weeks, right?
I don't think so, but I don't know.
I don't think so, but I don't know.
situational, very situational.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the guy that's been divorced 4 times, so I don't know. I'm just asking, like, is that really how this goes? I don't.
You don't believe in love at first sight, then, or
Oh, yeah,
I do. I do.
I do.
I
Yeah,
do.
you can still do that.
Totally.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Totally. I
And there's
believe
Yeah.
in love.
there's a seduction dance that takes place, and it's not that you want to play games, but there is the fun of it,
Yeah.
of having that sort of tete-a-tete.
Yes.
And then like it's just magic when it happens.
I completely agree. Now, guys, Michael, you probably can give us a good answer, but because you've been divorced 4 times, but I'm sure Henderson must have been in relationships. What is a major deal breaker for you guys in a woman? Like you're dating someone or married, whatever it is, you like them. Is there something like major red flag that you say, okay, that's it?
Go ahead, Michael.
Thanks a lot. Rat bag.
When you guys are both like you serious staring in space.
Let's talk about one of the traditional ones is something that you just mentioned, and that is that all of your friends are men. That some guys can't handle that you would date, I'm guessing, right? Has that caused
Oh
you
So
yeah.
problems in the past?
never, because
Never caused you problems.
no, because I tell you why. Two reasons. First reason, I only date men that are super confident, like type A personality, that know their game. They're like, okay, I'm with her because I'm loyal to a fault. I'm loyal like a dog. It is literally what turns me on when I'm in a relationship is because I want to be with one man, my man. So either you trust me or you don't. I do not want to date some child that is like insecure or, I introduce all my guy friends, they're literally like my brothers, but I do not want to date a guy that is insecure because I have male friends. I want to date a guy that knows like no matter what she's doing, she's mine. That's the kind of man that I like. So it never caused problems for me. But I guess, so for you, it would be a red flag if a girl has a lot of male friends, Michael?
No, you brought it up and it occurred to me,
But I'm
I
Yeah,
mean, it's a
asking
great
for
point.
you.
It's a
It
great
is?
point.
I
No,
think you
it's a great
evolve.
point. Go, Michael. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I just think that you evolve about these things. And again, it's very situational.
I
If
was
you
just
are
going to say
out
that.
and you're sensitive to the fact that this could be awkward and you are, protective and supportive of this person that you're interested in, I think that's a mature way to go about it. For instance, if Henderson were with a woman and when he goes out, 16 other women approach him, he's got to find a way to diffuse that, I'm guessing,
Mhm.
right? Like, and even if they are
Right.
your friends or you're just if the server calls you honey, sometimes women get upset about things like that.
But look, it's all about trust, isn't it? Like any relationship, it's about being loyal to each other and you trust the person you are with. Don't you guys think so?
I'm going to say, and this is actually my answer. I'm going to say boundaries. I think boundaries is the real truth. And so for me, yeah, I know men, right? And I know there's different categories of us, right? And so I know the player, I know the guy, I know the friend zone guy, I know the guy that that's your bestie, that you love to death, that will bag you down right now as soon as the cameras go off, right? So we understand, right? We understand all of that. So for me, it's like, well, how do you interact with that, and what are those boundaries, right? And it's the same thing with female friends that I have no desire to sleep with, right? So when I'm single, I still have boundaries with them, right? So there's certain things I do and certain things I don't do, and we could do things together and whatever. But then when I have someone that's in my life, right? Those same people, we interact the exact same. So there's no odd, awkward scenario because there are boundaries that I put in place to make sure that a woman would feel comfortable and confident with, XYZ person. And so if she has those boundaries, I'm good. If she doesn't, then that's the biggest red flag in my life. If you don't have boundaries just in your life, period.
No, that I agree. You have to have boundaries for sure. But I think at the end of the day, you just respect whoever you're dating. It's all about respect and loyalty. Don't you guys agree?
I agree.
You
Ma
make it sound easy.
but it is. Either you're loyal and respectful or you're not. That's it. It's very easy. But neither one of you answered my question. What is a deal breaker for you guys?
Yeah, well, when I say boundaries, I mean boundaries.
That's
Like,
your deal breaker.
people who just they I've met a few people from one extreme to the other. I've met a woman who literally she was married before, and she was nice. I mean, very nice actually. But she was so wild in enjoying life, right? So much so that every human being that she talked to, she had to talk to, right? Or if there were a group of people, she had to go, put herself in that space. And when I sent her back to the streets, my comment to her was, you're a lovely person, but I said there's a couple of things that I can't deal with. One is that my opinion, and she asked me, so I basically shared this with her, is that if you don't have enough self-respect for yourself to appreciate the person that you're with, whether it's me or someone else, because they're giving their time to want to spend with you, you want to share that with strangers and do that, that's a lack of boundaries and control, self-control. And I said, that's just something that I don't want to be a part of. And then other things that just were like, oh, wow, you live dangerously, right? bringing a lot of different energy and strangers into your life, into your world. And, people have ulterior motives, and it's just a crazy world. And I'm like, I'm too protective of, what I've built, what I'm doing, where I am in life, the work I do, the things I do, blah, blah, blah. And so I sent her back to the boulevard.
The boulevard. Oh my God. How about you, Michael? What's a deal breaker? I mean,
Well,
if
I think, you know what, there was a play that was really well titled, and it was called I Love You, You're Perfect, Now Change. And I think about that very often because sometimes the things that will attract you to a woman uh, over the long haul, or a man, maybe you can't live with. Maybe you like initially that they're sassy or outspoken or, party girl, or,
yeah,
things that got you to the party, then you're not happy with long term. So
yeah,
I am aware of that kind of thing.
that is so
But
true.
but I do think,
Impactful.
George Bush had a phrase called the flexible freeze. And when you talk about deal breakers, I think love is a flexible freeze because you can go in with all these ideas about what you'll accept and what you won't. But sometimes that freeze is flexible
Yeah.
if the love
Yeah.
overcomes.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
true.
so true. Last but not least, before we run out of time, this is a topic that I talk on Cat on the Loose for many years. Different experts have different opinions. I know mine, but I want to know you, because since you guys are men and single men, I want you guys to tell me what you think. I have this belief based on my experience, okay? That's just me, Catherine. I'm not an expert, it's just my experience. That most men, even if they say they're not, and I think we talked about it as well a little bit last week, most men are intimidated by successful women that have a lot of things going on, even if they say they're not at the beginning. Do you guys remember we talked a little bit
Oh,
about
yeah.
that? Now,
Oh, yeah.
please tell me, do you agree with me? You think it's total baloney? Please be honest, or you can talk about your experience. Do you feel intimidated? Like if you meet a girl that is super successful, has a lot going on, or maybe make more money than you or as much money as you, is it too much for you, or do you feel like you're going to compete with her, or just feel intimidated by all of that, or not? It's all bullshit.
Yeah, so my answer is split. So for me, I'm completely comfortable with it. I've dated even some of my longer term relationships. They made way more money than me. They've been heirs to, billionaire families, what have you. And I fit right in. So I felt comfortable in that space, and I'm okay with that completely. However, even though they were wildly successful, they controlled their masculinity and they brought femininity to the relationship. And so that really made it very comfortable for me because I don't want to fight the world on my own task and then come home and fight, again. So that was really important. But I will say over the years that, yeah, I think most men, and probably most men might kill me for this, but I think most men are. They say they want an independent woman, but then when they get one, they can't handle that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree. How about you, Michael? What do you think?
No, I aspire to be with women who can bring new intellect and new excitement. I was married to a dentist, and I remember the first time when I was, started dating her, I went to her practice to drop off a card or a flower or something. And from the lobby, I could see into the operatory where she was working. And I stopped in my tracks for a minute and I said, look at that.
Yeah.
That's
There's
so
something
good.
about it. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
There's
Yeah.
something about a woman with a career.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and I think women should understand that. Like especially, when they become our age, right? They get older and they start wondering, yes, there's guys that just want to sleep with them, but then there are men out there, and I've been saying this for decades. Like there are men that sincerely are attracted to you, that care for you and want to get to know you. And if, we can find that balance between, yes, your masculinity and your responsibility and your career, and then also still be a woman, you're going to find what you're looking for because we do exist. Like we do like that. We do want that, but that is not easy to
Yeah.
find.
But I
Kat,
love that you both said that. I really do.
right now, Kat, my biggest crush is on the Prime Minister of Italy, Giorgia Meloni.
Oh,
Does that
wow.
answer your question?
Georgia Maloney. There you go. No, but I love that you guys are saying that because I hope women out there are listening. I'm a huge proponent, right, for women being independent, having careers, being financially independent. I don't like sugar babies at all. I think that's such a stupid idea. But I'm happy that you guys are saying that you are attracted to girls that have stuff going on because that's the message we send out there. Get a life, do
Yeah,
stuff, right? Because
yeah.
you're going to be more attracted to a great partner.
Well, even when they're younger and you see the potential that they have, it's an exciting push to get them to continue to work harder or negotiate better at their careers or whatever that is,
Yeah.
to make them better than they ever thought they could be, for sure.
Thank you guys. You have been amazing. I appreciate you opening up your bedroom, Michael.
How do you
You're
I
like?
don't. I
alive.
don't.
You
I
don't, you
don't.
know.
That's a one-sided comment. No, I'm
But
just
you
kidding.
showed us,
Sit
I
right
said
here.
Michael. I said Michael. Well, you showed us your fireplace. You open up your mind. You guys are super honest. I adore both of you. I will say that, Michael, one of the things that I admire so much about you
That storm.
is, girl, look at that. This is for the guys listening. How much women like gestures. You are one of the dying art in the world that actually writes cards, handwritten
Oh,
cards.
yeah.
And I'm
Yeah, that
so
storm.
freaking old school because I write everything. And I think that's such a kind, sweet, nice gesture. So obviously you're a gentleman. You deserve a lot more than a foodie call.
Well, I'll tell you one fast one if you still have time. I had a first date down in Redondo Beach and I was running late. And I said, I always take something. I always take some little gift. And I said, shoot, I'm out of time. I got to get something. Oh, at the Ivy, they have candles. So I'll run up to the Ivy, park the car, jump in, get the candle, and drive out. So I run up into the Ivy. I ask for a candle. They bring it down all packaged. And they said, okay, that'll be $97. I was like, did you say $97?
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Now, of course, I had to buy it because it would be too embarrassing. They packaged it
Yeah.
all up and everything.
Oh
But as
my
I'm
God.
driving to Redondo, I'm like, I don't know this woman. It's a $97 candle. She's not going to know it's a $97 candle because
Right. She's
who
from
expects there to
Redondo.
be a
Yeah.
$97 candle? So luckily, about 3 blocks before the bar where I was to meet her, the restaurant, there was a Michael's store. I ran in there and got a $15 candle, swapped it out, and gave her that. And so
Oh.
now when I go to the Ivy, India Irving always says to me, did anybody get the real candle yet? I said,
So you're holding well, look, it's understandable because if it was a date from Beverly Hills, we know what the Ivy is, we would understand it. But I totally agree with you. Like a date, somebody you just met, it wouldn't even make sense. So
she wouldn't know. So I'm like,
I don't blame you. I don't blame
I want to meet a candle-worthy woman.
I
If you
can't
like
believe-
candles, here we go, right here.
I have a crazy candle story that I actually did a podcast episode about it, but that was a completely different chaotic situation because I was dating someone for many, many, many months last year. That you got to listen to the episode. It was one of our top episodes. And my boyfriend, he was my boyfriend. He bought himself a Lamborghini for Christmas. So I bought him, like, what am I going to give this dude? So I bought him a bunch of Lamborghini wines, la, 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 la. Very long story.
Thoughtful, yeah.
Then he gave me nothing for Christmas. And then a few days after Christmas, he gave me a candle from a French store on Melrose. And I went there to the store and I found out he bought 2 exact candles.
Oh.
Yeah. But this was not like, it's different. Like in your case, your story, you said you were giving a candle to somebody that you'd never met. That's a very appropriate gift. But if you're dating someone for 6 months, you are all over their life, right? And after Christmas, you're like, oh, here, I gave you a candle. And he bought another candle for somebody, some coworker at the same time. That's like super insensitive, right? I mean, that's a deal breaker.
The scary part is you went up there to sleuth it out, though.
I went there with a girlfriend. Yeah, it's a long story. I'll send you the link to the episode so you can listen to the whole thing. It's called Lamborghini's Lingerie Candle. I think we lost Henderson. I don't know what happened to him, but I'm gonna say, Henderson, thank you so much for doing this. You guys are incredible. Michael, safe travels. I'm so grateful that you're here.
Cheers.
I'm sure. Cheers with love, because I'm not drinking alcohol.
Cat on the loose.
I'll drink a glass of champagne when you come back from Vegas, because I know you're going to cover the race and do an amazing job. I'm very grateful. Thank you. You're super talented. And tell people where they can listen to your radio show, because it's fabulous.
mibigshow.com. If you're interested in the travel writing, my book is Travel Tatler, which you can get at Amazon. You'll find other books there too. But I love to hear your travel stories. So find me on Instagram and tell me the places you've been and give me suggestions. And let's talk travel over a good glass of wine and a candle.
I love that. Deal. Done, done, and done. I'll talk to you soon. Guys, be safe out there and never give up on finding love. I'll talk to you very soon.